Hello everyone. Our today's topic is phase lag compensator in the unit number 8, the design of feedback control system. In the last session, we will study about the phase lead compensator rules using the root locus method and different example of the phase lead compensator. So first of all, what is the compensator? As you know, a compensator is an additional device or the network added in the feedback control system to compensate the deficiency in the performance of the system. So generally we can add the compensator in the forward path, in the feedback path with the input signal or with the output signal to get the better performance of the system. Now what is the compensation? So the adjustment of the feedback control system to meet the suitable for the given performance of the system is called the compensation. Okay, now what is the phase lag compensator using the root locus method? So the phase lag compensator are generally used to improve the steady state response. Now which type of steady state specification, like ESS, it is the steady state error, KP, KV and K. Now as you know that we have studied in the last session, whenever we design a closed loop system and if we can get or we can draw the graph time versus the output, C of t is our output, and if we have decided the final value, so whenever the system start, after some time we can get the steady or the stable output. So up to now, this region is known as the transient response of the system, and after that it is known as the steady state response. Okay, so the phase lag compensator are generally used to improve the steady state response. Now in the transient response, which factor is affected? Rise time, peak time, delay time, settling time, that we have to compensate using the phase lead compensator. Now after the settling time we can get the steady state response. Now in some of the system we can get the steady state error. Okay, now if any system, if we can get the steady state error, so if we minimize the steady state error or if we can get the steady state error is equal to 0, means there is no error generated in the system, that time we can design a phase lag compensator. Also in the steady state region we can get the value of Kp, Ka and Kv. For the better performance of the system, we can change the value of the Kp, Kv and Ka using the phase lag compensator. So this is the basic idea of the phase lag compensator. Now the next one is the different step to draw a phase lag compensator design using the root locus method. Okay, so the step number 1 is we have to draw the uncompensated root locus of the given open loop transfer function of the system. Suppose the open loop transfer function of the system is given g of s, h of s is equal to k s upon s plus 4, s plus 10. Okay, so using the step number 1, we have to find the number of poles. We have to find the value of the number of zeros. Here you can see that the number of pole is 2 and number of 0 is 1. After that we have to find n minus m, that is 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. After that we have to find the centroid of the system, and it is the nothing but the summation of the real part of the pole minus summation of the 0 and divide by n minus n, and after that we have to find the angle of asymptote. Okay, and after that we have to find the imaginary value of the s. Okay, we have to find the value of k, and using the value of the k we have again find the value of s, and for the finding the value of k we have to find the Routh-Harry method. So this is the step number 1 for the phase lag compensator. Now as you know, whenever we draw the phase lag compensator and the output of the phase lag compensator or the output of the system is uncompensated root locus, that time we have to apply a phase lag compensator. Now the step number 2, desired location of the closed loop pose SD from the given value of zeta and omega n. And the equation of SD is equal to minus zeta omega n plus or minus under root of 1 minus zeta square omega n into zeta. As you know, whenever the system equation is given, with the system equation, the settling time or the peak overshoot or the peak time or Kp, Ka or Kv, the value is given. So using this equation, we have to find the value of zeta and omega n, where the omega n is equal to natural frequency of the system and zeta is equal to damping ratio of the system. Now using the value of the zeta and omega n, we can find the value of the SD point. So this is the step number 2 of the phase lag compensator. After that, the step number 3 is the transient specification and meet the uncompensated root locus is passed from the SD and phi t is near about the 0. So the angle of the pole is always near about the 0 for the phase lag compensator. Okay. Now the step number 4 is find the uncompensated gain of the given system at the SD using KUC, that means uncompensated K, and the SD point is equal to pi, the vector length from the pole to SD upon pi vector length from 0 to SD. Suppose in the graph, this is my imaginary axis, this is my real axis, okay, and the SD point is given here. Okay, so in the step number 4, we have to find the uncompensated gain. So the first is vector length from the pole to SD. Suppose the pole is given like this manner and this is my 0. This is minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3. So we have to draw the line from SD to pole, SD to second pole and SD to 0. So for the KUC SD, we have to find the vector length from the pole to SD. Suppose this length is 2.5 from the first pole and the length of the second pole is like 3. Okay, upon the length from 0 to SD point is like 3.5. So we have to find the value of KUC using the vector length from the pole or 0 to SD. Okay. This is the step number 4 of the phase lag compensator. Now the step number 5, calculate the required phase lag gain, and the equation is beta is equal to Kv required upon Kv uncompensated SD. Okay, so the Kv uncompensated SD that you have to find in the step number 4. So put the value of the Kv UC SD using the step number 4. Now how we find the value of Kv required? So whenever the system equation is given, the value of the Kv is already given. Suppose the value of the Kv is given like Kv is equal to greater than 2 seconds. So put the value of the Kv in this equation and we have to find the value of beta. Okay. Now choose the high value of beta as obtained using the above equation for the better design. Okay, we can choose the highest value of the beta. Now the step number 6. First take phi z is less than 0. Okay, we can also take phi z is equal to 6 degree, 7 degree, but always take phi z is less than 0 for the phase lag compensator. Now here you can see that this is my pole location, 0 location and the SD point, and this is the angle of the zeta line. This is the phi z, that is less than 0. Okay. Now ZC is located by the intersection of the line zeta line from the SD with the phi z is less than 0. So the compensator pole PC is located. So this is my step number 6. And how to find out the value of PC? So the equation of the PC is equal to ZC upon beta. As you know, whenever we draw the angle from the zeta line with phi z less than 0, we can get the compensated 0. Okay, so we can get the value of the compensator 0. Suppose this is 0, 1. ZC is equal to 0, 1, and beta that we have to find in the earlier step. So put the value of ZC and beta, then after we can get the compensator value of the pole. Okay, so now we have one new pole and one new 0 for the lag compensator. Now the last step is find the compensator gain of the system. Since we know about the value of ZC, that means the compensator 0 and the compensator pole, that is PC, are located close to each other. So the equation of the compensator gain, KC, C means the compensator with the SD point, is equal to the K uncompensated K. Okay, uncompensated K. So we have to find the corresponding compensator error constant, and the equation is KV compensator with the SD is equal to KV uncompensated with ZC means the compensator 0 upon the compensated pole. Okay, now as you know, the phase lag compensator are generally used for the steady state region, and as you know, we have to find in the steady state region in the steady state error. So that's why we have to find the value of the compensated error constant. Okay, now we have to check the value of KV compensator SD is greater than KV required. Now KV required, that is given in the system equation. Okay, we have to choose or that the value of the KV is given, KV is greater than 2 seconds. Okay, so the value of the KV is given to the system equation. So after finding the value of KV compensator with SD, we have to check that the KV compensator is greater than KV required. If yes, then the above condition is satisfied, that to provide a Raj error constant. Otherwise, we have to repeat the step number 5 for the new value of beta. And what is the step number 5? Okay, in the step number 5, we have to calculate the required phase lag gain. Okay, so if the KV compensator is not greater than the KV required, we can again design the system for the better performance, and for that we have to go back from the step number 5 and we can again calculate the value of beta. So we can take or we can apply this repeated method and we can get the proper performance of the system. Okay, so this is the different step in the phase lag compensator using the root locus method. In the next session, we will study about the different example using the phase lag compensator design using the root locus method. In this, the real-time system equation is given, so we can get the proper value of the KV beta, and then we have to compare and check that that the steady state response is stable or not. And after that, we have to study about the phase lag and lag compensator using the Bode plot method. Okay. Thank you everyone. If anyone have doubt, then contact me in this email ID.